evening to all the friends from the media. I welcome you to the press conference. As you are aware, the Election Commission has just now announced the schedule for the elections for Lok Sabha 2024, and the elections are being organized in 7 phases, and Mizoram is covered in the first phase. So the gazette notification for the first phase of elections will be issued on 20th. The last date of making nominations is 27th of March. The date for scrutiny of nominations is 28th of March. The last date for withdrawal of candidates is 30th March. And we go to polls on 19th of April, which is a Friday. And the counting is scheduled on 4th of June, which is Tuesday. I would just like to mention a few highlights of the poll preparedness in Mizoram. So the electoral roll is the foundation for any elections. I am happy to inform that we have just published the final electoral roll on 8th of February, and the total number of voters in Mizoram is around 8,61,000, out of which 4,14,000 are males and 4,41,000 are females. We have around slightly less than 5,000 service voters. Some of the statistics which might interest you. Aizawl has the highest number of voters. Nathial has the lowest number of voters. 36 chungchang in Longtalai is the assembly segment which has the highest number of voters. And 34 Thorang is the assembly constituency which is having the lowest number of voters. And the gender ratio in Mizoram is 1064. So for every 1000 male voters, we have 1064 women voters. In all the districts, there are more female voters than men. But in Mamit is the only exception where male voters are more than female voters. And out of 40 assembly constituencies, only in 9 assembly constituencies we have more male voters than female voters. We have been focusing on encouraging enrollment from the younger section of the population. So in the young voters category, that is 18 to 19 years of age, we have 36,214 voters. This time the classification for senior citizens who are entitled for home voting has changed. So now voters who are above 85 years of age are entitled to home voting, and the number of such voters in Mizoram is 4,758. We have around 3,400 PWD voters which are having benchmark disability and which are marked in the electoral roll. The number of polling stations is same, it is not changed from the last assembly elections. It is 1276, out of which 751 are in the rural areas and 525 are in the urban areas. When we compare against 2019, we find that in 2019 there were 1175 polling stations, so there has been an increase of 101 polling stations this time. The polling station with the highest number of electors is polling station number 13 of 24 Zemabok, and the polling station with the lowest number of electors is 34/24 with just 25 voters. So we are committed to facilitate the voters, and we have been trying to establish the polling station as close to the human habitation as possible. So this is established by the smallest polling station, which just has 25 voters. We are also committed to provide the voters all the basic facilities. There is facility for drinking water, separate toilets for men and women voters, ramp for physically disabled people, proper lighting, furniture and signages to guide the voters. So I'm happy to inform that assured minimum facilities are there in all the polling stations, and there have been reports, we have been seeking reports in Longtalai and in Lunglai. Less than 50 number of polling stations have reported some damage in the form of ramp, and somewhere electricity is a problem where there is a need for having renewed connection. So those also will be rectified in due course. We have given instructions for establishing one model polling station per assembly constituency. There is a provision for establishing pink booths which are manned by women alone, including the security personnel who are also women. We are also trying to establish polling teams with the youngest eligible employee in the district. So we'll have polling stations managed by youth, and we also are having facilities for webcasting in more than 50% of the polling stations. The benchmark that we have set for ourselves is 60%. So that is also in the process of finalization, and we'll be having a good infrastructure for webcasting for Lok Sabha elections as well. We are also trying to have eco-friendly elections. Election Commission has given instructions that polling parties, political parties and candidates should avoid single-use plastic, and they should use they should use only environment-friendly material for campaign purposes. So through the friends from media, we would like to disseminate this information to as many number of people as possible, and we would urge the political parties and the contesting candidates to ensure eco-friendly elections. Regarding law and order, we have made foolproof security arrangements. Mizoram has a history of peaceful elections, and we hope to continue this trend this time. CAPF will be provided along with the 3,000 strong police personnel of Mizoram Police, and they will be deployed throughout the state for the coming elections. The menace of money power and muscle power also will be curbed. We have assistant expenditure observers, we have flying squad, static surveillance teams, video surveillance teams, video viewing teams, accounting teams. We have a media certification and monitoring committee. We also have district expenditure monitoring committees in all districts, and all the enforcement agencies, the Mizoram Police, Enforcement Directorate, State Excise, Income Tax, Financial Intelligence Unit, DRI, RPF, Bureau of Civil Aviation, and the paramilitary forces like CISF, BSF, Assam Rifles, ITBP, they are all working in tandem in close collaboration to ensure that the menace of forces which seek to distort the election process can be nipped in the bud, and such evil can be countered effectively. The State Excise Department is also gearing up for foolproof and strict enforcement of the prohibition, and all the enforcement agencies have been onboarded into the new system, Election Seizure Management System, ESMS, which was introduced for the first time in the last assembly elections, which happened in November. So they have been submitting the seizure reports. All the enforcement agencies have been submitting the seizure reports to us from 1st of March. We have a state level media cell under the chairmanship of Puzela. We also have constituted the media center at the CEO office, Treasury Square. So all the political advertisements shall require pre-certification from the MCMC. So we want to curb the menace of misinformation and paid news. So we'll be coming down very heavily on those who intend to distort the level playing field and who indulge in misinformation. Regarding training, we have around a pool of 8,000 election personnel. So all of them have been given extensive trainings. We had special trainings organized for the RO. The RO was sent to Delhi. We had a training session for all the AROs in Mizoram. They have also appeared in exam conducted by Triple IDM Delhi, and all of them have passed the exams with flying colors. We have also trained our people into use of IT tools. We have the EVM management system, the ESMS, IT applications, ETPBMS, etc. We would be focusing on increasing the voter turnout. Mizoram is among the top 5 states with the highest poll percentage in the assembly elections. Unfortunately, this trend is not witnessed in the Lok Sabha elections. For example, in 2019, the national average was 67%, whereas in Mizoram it was only 63%. So we would try to reverse this trend and raise the voter turnout to record level. So for this purpose, all the districts have prepared the turnout implementation plan, which will be executed effectively in identified areas and among the identified target groups. Regarding the EVMs and VVPATs, I would like to inform that we have got the latest M3 models of EVMs, and first level check has been done, and we have sufficient number of EVMs, more than the required. So we are comfortable as far as EVMs are concerned. Now finally I would urge through the friends from the media for active cooperation, collaboration and partnership of all esteemed stakeholders, especially the media community, in the electoral process. And we should all try to strive to employ our collective energy towards delivering a smooth, free, fair, peaceful, inclusive and participative Lok Sabha elections 2024 in Mizoram. Thank you. Any questions or clarifications? I'm happy to clarify.
About 25 years old age will have their vote at their home.
Pardon?
85 years
Yes.
will cast their vote at their home, but where the PWD will cast their vote at their home or counting.
You see, it is not any kind of disability which will qualify them for home voting. So the rules provide that there should be a benchmark disability wherein the person who claims that he is disabled, he has to obtain a certificate of benchmark disability. So as per the rules, those who are having 40% disability which is certified by a medical board, they are the ones who are eligible for home voting. It is a choice. We are duty bound to offer them a choice. It is their choice. If they want to vote from the comfort of their home, we will facilitate their home voting. If they want to come to the polling station, they are most welcome.
Regarding political party advertisement, what about regarding government advertisement? State government advertisement?
You see, the model code of conduct has come into force with the press conference organized by the ECI. So as and when the elections are announced, so the model code of conduct comes into picture. So all the governments, all the political parties, they have to subscribe to the model code of conduct. So any advertisement has to pass through MCMC. So If it is of the nature of giving mileage to the government, that is prohibited.
Is there any community that those who don't want to be in electoral role because of religious practices like that? There is some people who are like
You see, we want to enroll all eligible people in the voters list. So for that, the conditions are very simple. The person has to be an Indian citizen and he should be 18 years of age. So this time we also have a facility for advance registration. So people who are of the age of 17, even they are allowed to give Form 6 in advance. So as and when they turn 18, their names are included automatically. So if somebody doesn't want to get registered, we would still try and convince the community to come and participate in this festival of democracy, because each and every vote counts.
there is a report that some refugees from Myanmar have put in electoral role. Electoral department about that.
You see, there is a due process which is followed by the electoral registration officers. So if somebody suspects that a person who is not entitled to be enrolled as a voter, so he is free to submit Form 7 for deletion. So I would urge anybody who has information that some people who are not eligible have been enrolled. I am certain that due diligence has been done by our team in all the districts, ERO of all the 40 assembly segments, and there has been a draft roll. Ample opportunity was given, 2 copies were given to the political parties, it was put in the website, and as per the objections, claims and objections that were received, the final roll was published. So even on today, if somebody alleges that there are people or sections who are not entitled, they are free and welcome to submit Form 7.
Yeah, you have mentioned that what people should do, but the election department also need to be very careful.
Yes, we are very careful and we are very transparent also.